Hello, middle schoolers. Welcome to Distributive Property Practice, and this is going to be day number 2. So yesterday we did very simple problems that you're going to start off with today's activity right here, these two. So I am not going to give you these two as examples for our video notes. You're going to take these two on your own. So our job is we have to use the distributive property, which is multiplying. And then when we're done, we have a second step today. We have to combine like terms. So combining means I put together everything that shares the same terms. Okay, so that's our constants, it's our coefficient and variables, but we're going to put them together. When I'm done, I'm going to have a simplified expression. So the first one I want to want you guys to notice is this one right here. I already started doing it for you. It's going to be a little tricky because at first when you look at the problem, it says negative times -2 minus g. I want you guys to remember that anytime there's anything out front like this, it means -1. So if you've noticed, I started the distributive property already. I put my -1 out front. I put my -2 on the top because that comes from right here in the problem. And I put my -g right here in the problem. So my -2 and -g stay on top. This is going to be our multiplying. So our integer rules are still in place. Negative times negative is a positive. Negative times negative is a positive. Or you can think about this is that negative symbol or -1 means opposite of everything on the inside. Okay? Now, the reason why this one underneath it is highlighted is because you guys are going to do this problem, use this as a guide, and you're going to complete this problem right here. So what I want you guys to notice is I gave you a little heads up yesterday, but you are going to have 3 boxes. Okay? So this one had 2 because I had 2 inside my parentheses. This one's going to have 3 because I have 3 inside my parentheses. Okay? So I'm going to move down here to this guy, and I'm going to work with this one first. So I'm going to do this yellow box. If you notice, I've got some colors going on. So this one again means -1 or opposite of everything on the inside. So my -1 box is outside the box. On the inside, I have 4x, -3x, and 15x. Now, because these are all x's, I'm going to do some combining when I'm done. So I'm going to use -1 times 4x is -4x. -1 times -3x is +3. 2 wrongs make a right. And then the last one, -1 times 15x is -15x. Now, to combine my like terms, I'm going to take my 2 negatives and we're going to put those together. I want to combine all my negatives. Together, I have -19x. But I have 3 positive that are going to cancel out or give me 3 0 pairs. So this is like an adding problem. We're putting these two together because they have the same sign. When the sign is different, you have something, a subtraction problem. We're taking away 3 positives from the 19 negatives. So if I take 3 positives and 3 negatives away, I'm left with 16x. It's going to be a -16x because the 19 has the bigger absolute value. Okay? You're going to take all of this and you're going to put it into your notes, your problems today. Okay? So now this one combines a little bit of everything. I'm going to leave the -2 by itself because it's not with the parenthesis, but I am going to use distributive property for this guy right here. 5 on the outside, 6 and 2r on the inside. So when I put my multiplication symbol, I get a +30 and a +10r when I multiply 5 times 6 and 5 times 2r. So my real problem is -2 plus 30 plus 10r. Now when I combine like terms like you did last week, 10r is all by itself, but -2 and +30, I have to take out -2 pairs. -2 negatives and 2 positives leaves me with +28. Or I subtracted 30 minus 2, and it's a positive answer because the 30 has the larger absolute value. Okay? Now, the negatives I did in yellow This is one kind of problem, but I want you to get used to using a negative coefficient or a negative on the outside. The pink problem here shows you that you can combine and use distributive property, but you have to distribute first and then put everything together. So this would be step number 1. And then combining is step number 2. Okay? So now I have everything in green. So the greens are double distributive property. It means I have 2 sets of parentheses in every problem that I have to take care of first. Okay? So if I start with this one, number 4, or this problem up here, 4 on the outside, b and minus 9b on the inside. I also have 3 on the outside with 3y and negative 7y on the inside. I have 2 different problems, okay? When I'm done, I'm going to combine everything together at the bottom that can go together. So my y's are going to combine, my b's are going to combine, and I'm going to get a simplified expression. So when I multiply here, I get 4b. And when I multiply here, I get negative 36b. When I multiply here, I get 9y. And when I multiply 3 times negative 7, I get negative 21y. So now my job is to put all of this together. 4b minus 36b plus 9y minus 27y. And then my job is to combine my b's and my y's to get a simplified answer. So I'm going to subtract 4 and 36, and I'm going to get 32. It's going to be a negative 32 because the negative or the 36 is a bigger absolute value. I have 27 and 9. I'm going to subtract those 2, and I'm going to get an 18. Bless you, honey. Minus 18y, and that's as small as I can go. These 2 cannot go together, okay? If I keep going, I am going to do this problem with you in the green because it has a lot of negatives and everything in here is an E. So I'm going to be able to combine a lot of things as we go. So I want you to use distributive property. Now this means 1 E on top and negative 7 E's on top. That is a negative 2 I'm going to multiply with a 3E and a negative 10E that I'm going to multiply in my distributive property boxes. So when I start to multiply, 5E, negative 35E, negative 6E, 20E. So that one's 2 wrongs make a right when we multiply. So I'm going to take 5 times E, my 5E, and start here. It's positive. 5 times negative 7E is negative 35E. And so we write minus 35E. Negative 2 times positive 3E gives me that negative 6E. And then my negative 2 times negative 10, my 2 wrongs make it right, is a positive 20E. And what you're going to see me do is I'm going to put these together, positives and negatives. So I have a positive 5 and a positive 20, positive 25E. Negative 35 and negative 6 is negative 41E. My final answer, which I'm going to let you guys solve, is going to be combining these 2. It's going to be a negative E answer because I have more negatives than I have positives. Okay? So your job today is to go through the ones that I have the boxes around. So if I start at the top of the paper, we did this one together. I want you to do this one on your own. We did these 2 together and this one together. I would like you to do this one on your own, this one on your own. We did yellow together, so please do green and the other yellow together. Now after that, you get to pick whatever problems you'd like to finish in the time that we have remaining, but I will put the answers on the board when we're done.